everybody. Welcome to Party Select. We're two dudes and a guy who's their friend talk about the best thing there is, video games. I'm Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by Shay. Welcome, Shay.
Hello. How you doing?
You know, it's a Friday. We're recording this on a Friday. So it's good
you know
vibes
what?
over
It
here.
is a Friday.
Good vibes. And above Shay being the meat in our lovely honey bun sandwich, is Cody. Welcome, top
Video
honey
games.
bun. Yep. We've established that's what we're here to
True.
talk about. This time, good video games. The cream of the crop of 2003. The
What does
crop
that
of
mean?
2003. Cream of the
What
crop?
does that mean? Yeah. I mean, I know like colloquially what
Right.
it means, but like
Yeah, the
where do you think it comes
etymology. I'm not
Do
entirely
crops
certain.
cream?
Well, yeah, like what is? Because like cream
I'm gonna
rises.
assume it's like a.
Is it
it's
a mixed metaphor?
It's that's what my thought is like it's clearly a farming metaphor, but it's like the best crop combined with the cream you would get from milking a cow rising to the top,
Yeah,
and they combined that.
Okay.
right.
That's
Interesting.
based on no knowledge of
I'll
farming.
believe that is truth.
Well, there is one video game on this list that I'm sure would elucidate us, but we'll be talking about it later. Like I said, we're here to talk about the best video games of 2003. This is the thing we do every month. We alternate between good and bad. Next month will be worst games of 2003. If you have missed best games or worst games of previous years, we've done a couple of years worth so far. So hop back on the channel or the RSS feed, whatever you're looking at, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, go check it out. We also recently, this month earlier, did a stream of the 3 worst video games of 2002. So also go check that out. That was
Good times.
You know what? It
Bad
was a
times.
good time. It was a good time. I forced you guys to sit there and watch me play
Yeah.
sneakers. And
It was a good time until we got taken hostage.
yeah. Okay. So what we do here on our best games, worst games podcasts, we have each gone through the entire Wikipedia list of video game releases for 2003, including some we're talking US release time frame. So a lot of these games, like some of these games you won't see on the 2003 Wikipedia list because they were actually 2002 games that came out in Japan a year earlier or whatever. We have tried to bring those forward as we go along through the years here. So just keep that in mind. We will start by doing a full list of the games. We'll talk about the systems they released on, the developers and publishers for each of them, and then the real shit starts, where we each get to save a game in the first round to move on to the short list, and then we just start cutting round by round until we get to a point where it becomes too hard to not have some real discussions, and then we move everything over to the short list from then on, and then we narrow it down to the top 5, and then we order the top 5. So there is a definitive Party Select's best game of 2003. There will be. No ties allowed. No gerrymandering of like genre lines.
No.
Anyways,
Can't.
hey, things are going well over here.
Can't
So
do
let's
that.
go ahead and start with the list. Cody, you're starting us off.
Before we jump into this, we do have one slight caveat, one fuck up, if you will,
that's
from
right.
our last year, if you want to go over
Yeah.
that as well.
So, we talked about Legend of Zelda Wind Waker in 2002. That was the Japanese release date. So that was supposed to be talked about in
Whoops.
this episode. It made the top 5 in 2002. So extra whoops. It may have made the top 5 in this year. Yeah.
It would have 100%.
Yeah.
So Wind Waker would be in the top 5 of 2003, and if Wind Waker had not made it in 2002, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers would have made it in 2002.
Gets an honorable game, top 5 of last year.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. So we had to do a little bit of retroactive fuckery there.
Yeah.
Our
But we're not
apologies.
considering Wind Waker this year because
Correct.
we don't want to give it double credit. So it is what it is. But
Yep.
yeah, it would have been in the top 5.
Yeah.
All right. So kicking off this list, best games of 2003, we have first in alphabetical order, Call of Duty for the PC, developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision.
Dark Cloud 2 for the PS2 by Level 5 and published by Sony Computer Entertainment.
Dynasty Warriors 4 on PS2, Xbox, and then later came out on Windows in 2005, developed by Omega Force, published by Koei. Followed by Enter the Matrix, which came out on GameCube, PS2, Windows, and Xbox, developed by Shiny Entertainment, published by Infogrames.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance, developed by Square Product Development Division 4, published by Nintendo.
And Freelancer, which released on Windows, developed by Digital Anvil, published by Microsoft Game Studios. Followed by Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance, developed by Marvelous Interactive, published by Natsume Incorporated.
Jack 2 for the PlayStation 2, developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube, developed by HAL Laboratory and published by Nintendo.
Lord of the Rings Return of the King, which was on everything, PC, PS2, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and Xbox, by EA Redwood Shores, Hypnos Entertainment, and Griptonite Games, depending on the console, and published by EA. And then Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube by Nintendo.
Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire for the Game Boy Advance, developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time for the Game Boy Advance, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and PC, published by Ubisoft Montreal. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. And Ratchet and Clank Going Commando on the PS2, developed by Insomniac Games, published by Sony Computer Entertainment.
Ribbit King for the GameCube and PlayStation 2, developed by Infinity Jams Works and published by Bandai. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy for the Xbox, Windows, Mac, and Mac OS X, developed by Raven Software and published by LucasArts and Activision.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox by BioWare and published by Microsoft Game Studios and LucasArts.
And third Star Wars, Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3 on the GameCube by Factor 5, published by LucasArts.
The Simpsons Hit and Run for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Windows, developed by Radical Entertainment, published by Vivendi Universal Games. Then we have Tony Hawk's Underground for the Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, developed by Neversoft and published by Activision.
Viewtiful Joe for the GameCube and PlayStation 2, developed and published by Capcom.
WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames for the Game Boy Advance, developed by Nintendo R&D 1 and published by Nintendo.
And last but not least, Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Macht for the PS2, developed by Monolith Soft, published by Namco. That is our long list. 23 video games. Some would say the devil's number. The devil's number of video games here.
Is that
2 divided by 3 is 0.666, like repeating. It's the whole Jim Carrey movie.
Oh,
23, the whole, like the Jim Carrey. You know, Tim Carrey, the famous actor.
Timothy Carey.
Yeah, everyone knows Tim.
I'm just picturing an amalgamation of Tim Curry and Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's like comedy genius right there. All right. That's our long list. We need to start by doing a round of saves. So we each get to pick a game that we're going to save on the short list, move it over. We didn't talk about this beforehand. Cody, can you handle the spreadsheet fuckery?
Yeah. Yep, I got
Thank you. So, Cody, you are also first because you are at the top of our totem pole.
Okay, so my save, and
Make it a good one, man.
Oh, I think it's going to be a good one. You know, I wouldn't have thought I would have chosen this game. I think there's a couple others I think historically I would have chosen over this, but I recently played through this franchise and I really liked this game, surprisingly. I'm saving Call of Duty, the first Call of Duty on PC. It is a very, very, very good time. Very good game.
Really
Holds
good.
up very well today. So yeah, that's going to be my save.
I think that's fair. That's a surprise, but that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have strong memories of that one. Big Red 1, was that the console
That
version
was the
of Call of Duty
first,
2?
yeah, the Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1.
Yeah, that was like
the
first Call of Duty that I
PlayStation
got
version
into.
of it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Shay, you get a life vest, a life raft to throw out.
This is an easy one for me. It is my favorite game of the year, the highest rated game of the year, the greatest Star Wars game to ever be released, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
I think everything you said's fair. Okay. Golly, my save, huh? I mean, it's also probably obvious, but it's gonna be Xenosaga Episode 1.
You gotta say the whole title every time you reference
Okay, yeah, Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Wills are Macht. For no other reason than Cosmos Naval Cannon.
Woo! Cosmos.
Cosmos. Okay. So we have Call of Duty, Star Wars, and yeah, dude, over like a stranglehold. It has had a stranglehold over the majority of my consciousness since it came out, still to this day. And nobody ever talks about it. I'm always always the first person to bring up Xenosaga in any setting. It's probably because I always bring it up, but I am always the first one. But usually when I go like Xenosaga, there's somebody who's like, "Oh yeah, Xenosaga." So like the public consciousness remembers, and they should do something with that. I think it's in rights hell, like ownership hell. Anyways, all right, we need to do some cuts here. So Cody, you can start us off.
Let's see. This year was actually pretty good for me. I added quite a bit to this list.
Yeah.
So I will actually go for one of my own this time to start off. And unless I have any kickback from either of you, I'm going to go ahead and kick off Kirby's Air Ride.
Really?
I think of the games that I added.
Wow.
I think that's probably the weakest. I love all the games I put on here, obviously, but I think that is, the least chance of being on the collective top 5, and I don't even know of the games on here if it would be in my top 5. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I think we often come across this where there's a particular niche genre, if it's like racing games or things like that, and like there are 2 kart racers on this list, and to me Mario Kart Double Dash is like way better than Air Ride. That's not to take away from Kirby's Air Ride. I think it's a fun game, but
it's also a little Kirby Air Ride, from what I played, was a lot more about the combat within sort of the map you were in. And
you're right.
Less Kart Racer.
Kart Racer is not a racing
Kirby's
game.
Air Ride was a Twisted Metal like.
more so than a kart racer for sure.
Well, but it was on a track though, right? Like it wasn't an open space.
It had racing, but like the core game mode, I believe, was like an arena.
Yeah, it was
combat.
like a battle. Yeah, on stages or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great game, and I'm excited for that remake or whatever, the sequel or whatever they're doing. But for this list, that's going to be the first axe that I use there.
Okay. Shay.
Oh boy. Yes. This wouldn't be the first one. There are a couple of games on here that I'm not super familiar with, but I don't want to go for those. So we have 3 Star Wars games on here, and I think the worst one, which is still good, is Rogue Squadron 3.
Nope.
This is a game that we talked about a long time ago with the Shay Hates Everything podcast, with the 3 Rogue Squadron games, and Rogue Squadron 2 was like, it almost made our top 5, and it just didn't. And we were looking ahead like, okay, well, does Rogue Squadron 3 have a chance? Will that make us feel better? And we looked ahead and unilaterally said, no, Rogue Squadron 3 does not have a chance. And I just don't think it has a chance.
I know it doesn't. I just fucking love that game. It is the best of the 3.
It's super fun.
It's
the best of the 3. It's great.
it has those like really, it has some surprisingly differentiated like mission design and stuff like from the previous games, like the speeder bike mission on Endor, dodging through the trees, fighting the stormtroopers coming up on speeders. All that stuff is really good. It has some on foot stuff, if I'm remembering correct. I think 3 is the one with the on foot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
Yeah, which like on the GameCube, because you know you have a C stick and not a right analog stick. They found some clever, well, I'm not gonna say clever, but they found an okay way to like, you know, get around the lousy control scheme for twin stick stuff. But some of the on foot stuff was like surprisingly fine, and like was a nice way to break up a lot of the vehicle action.
I liked the on foot like the land vehicle stuff. Like there was a lot of ATST missions.
Yes,
that was fun.
Those were
the
cool.
on foot stuff wasn't. It was
a nice
good
break
way to
from the
it up.
vehicle stuff. Yeah,
but
that's
it wasn't
really,
like
it's not the highlight of the game, but it like it served its purpose, and I like it was cool to play as Luke or whoever, play as like some of those famous characters. But yeah, that's okay. I'll let it go. I love you.
It's a good game. These are all good games.
Yeah.
These are all very good games.
That's true. These are all very good games. All right. So that's goodbye to Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3. My cut. Cody, can you do the red stuff on Rebel Strike?
Oh, yes. Yep.
My cut is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. It's my favorite Prince of Persia game, probably because it's the best one.
I did really like that cell shaded one.
Oh yeah, the remake thing or whatever.
Yeah,
on the PS3.
I think I probably prefer Sands of Time.
Sands of Time has the magic. I don't mean like as a mechanic. I mean like the ephemeral.
It's sauce.
Magic. The sauce. It has the sauce. It's got the juice. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is a lot of fun. I do think it suffers from some early PS2 camera, like third-person action camera stuff. That's not so great.
Sure.
Because I think it is it always fixed, like the camera on a track, or is it sometimes free turning camera? I remember
there being a free roaming camera.
I remember there being a lot of situations where the camera was forced into perspectives that were not conducive to the platforming that you were supposed to be doing. But like the forgiveness of the Sands of Time aspect, being able to rewind, made a lot of that stuff like a lot less punishing. And utilizing that in combat, I think was a lot, like being strategic about when you're going to rewind stuff and when you're not, you know, when you're going to take the hits permanently and when you're not. Just there was injecting that kind of creative puzzle solving mechanics into a genre of third person action games that we had been playing that were feeling kind of boilerplate for a while. Injecting that into it was really something special. But like, if I'm looking at it, is not on my top 5.
I don't know. I'm not ready to let that one go. I don't think.
Okay.
That one's, I think, would be in my top 5 if I were to make a list. In fact, I have a top 10 from this year. I think it is in my top 5 on my list.
Okay.
My top 5 is very strong. Wind Waker's on there, to be fair.
Yeah. Then, you know, we've had this conversation before. Dynasty Warriors 4. My first, and I think, Shay, your first ? Dynasty Warriors.
3 was my first.
Okay.
4 and 5 were my favorites.
Yeah. 4 is incredible. I believe it was, maybe I also played 3, because if you played 3, we probably rented it from Hollywood Video, and I probably played it too. But 4 is incredible. 5 has all those additional playthroughs, campaigns for every character, like leveling up weapons, and then you're like companion characters that can come in, you're leveling them up and equipping gear and stuff. 5 has a lot more going on. and I think is a more interesting conversation than 4. But 4 is like my first one that I was really into, at least, let's say that much. And that's why it's on the long list, because I have a lot of personal attachment to it. But I think I have another one that I love more, and that's 5.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Okay. Goodbye, Lubu.
As long as five makes our top 5.
I will fight so hard for 5.
Whatever, 4.
I will fight for 5. All right, Cody, back to you.
Do you guys have... the only reason I ask this is because I feel like I might be the only one to defend this, and that's sort of my justification to get rid of this one. Do you guys have any strong defense of Simpsons Hit and Run?
Oh, totally. Simpsons Hit and Run is incredible. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I'd forgotten about Simpsons Hit and Run. It was just one of those experiences that like I was really into at the time and then just never played it again or encountered it again. And then I watched that Summoning Salt Simpsons Hit and Run speedrunning community video not that long ago, and it brought Hit and Run back to like the forefront of my mind. I was like, damn, this game ruled.
It was like GTA when we weren't allowed to play GTA.
Right. Totally. And like it was funny. Like varied mission design, so many fun cars and characters you got to play as, and like being able to explore like the entire town and like see how like, oh, this is where their house is in relation to the nuclear power plant, and that kind of like how they fleshed it out was a lot of fun to explore. And that game is just an awesome playground.
Well,
I know. It always feels bad when you go to cut something and then someone's like, nah, we can't cut it yet.
Something that is your own as well, and then you have to look at other people.
Yeah, because then you have to like, it's like I was gonna bring the axe down, and now I got to find a new target for the axe. That feels bad.
Well, at the same time, I'm glad I'm not getting rid of that, because the only reason I would have gotten rid of that is because I thought I'd be the only one defending it. Despite me playing this a lot, this year has a lot of really, really great games on it.
Yeah.
And despite me playing this game and liking this game a lot, I just don't. I don't know that I'm going to see it in the top, even in the short list, is WarioWare.
Oh man.
I don't think it stands with some of these other games.
I just bought that game.
It's really good.
It's very good.
But
I think you're right.
That's not true. I've played a Warrior. I think maybe it was a DS. I'm assuming there was a WarioWare game on DS.
There was,
yeah. Touched, I think. WarioWare Touched, I think, was on the DS.
But like, I've never owned a WarioWare game. I think that was my only exposure, was like playing it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It seemed super fun. The like quick hit mini
had to have
thing.
been one of my most played Game Boy Advance games.
I have a distinct memory. Cody, maybe you remember the location better than I do, but I want to say it was like Newport, of us walking around with our parent or like our moms or something at like an outdoor mall, and you and I both playing Mega Micro games on our SPs. I just have this memory of walking around with you playing micro games.
Sounds right.
Maybe it was Newport. I don't know.
It's got the great mini game with the pinky that's pointing up. You gotta hit A to stick it up the
nostril. Hell yeah, dude. God,
it's a great game. I think
you're right though. It's
unfortunate that this is a top 5, because if it was a top 10, it'd probably make it. But
maybe
I agree about that.
Okay, man.
All right. When I was like, there are a handful of games on here that I haven't played. There was one game that I literally had never heard of, and I went and looked at gameplay and was kind of like, I'm curious.
I have a feeling I know what this is.
It's one of 2 games.
Cody, tell me about Ribbit King.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God.
Tell me why you like Ribbit King and what's good about Ribbit King.
You never been Frolfin, bro?
I watched some gameplay of Ribbit King, and it looks like child brain rot. The game.
How come you ain't never been Frolfin?
It's a weird fucking game.
Yes.
It is so unlike anything I've played before.
More people need to play Ribbit King. They need to make a new Ribbit King. Ribbit Queen.
Yeah, there you go. I don't need Ribbit Kings and have it be a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a golf game.
Where the golf balls are little frogs.
Little frogs.
And they hop after. So like you hit them and they arc and you get to see the arc, but they'll keep hopping. So it takes like a little bit of additional strategy. There's like a bunch of stuff in the environment that it'll interact with as it flies through things.
Yeah, it's
and like
score based, right?
Yeah, score based stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that it was an experience that has just stuck when you've played it, and especially at that age, an impressionable age. There's just nothing quite like it, and there never has been. It's just a very
I've been bringing up Frolf for my entire life. Yeah. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Disc golf tried to steal Frolf as in frisbee golf.
That's true.
No, that's not Frolf, baby.
Yeah. that ain't my grandpappy's Frolf.
That's right.
I do feel like this is the era, because like in 2003, I was a sophomore in high school, and you guys were in like 6th grade-ish. So like this is the era where I feel like the divide between types of experiences can be vaster for us.
Sure.
Because now we're all in our 30s, right? Even in like when I was in college and you guys were in high school, it's very similar. But that like leaving middle school compared to like high school age, because like I would have looked at Ribbit King at this time and been like, stupid baby game.
Sure.
Stupid baby game. The aesthetic of it is so off-putting. But I totally understand when you're
11, a baby.
No,
11.
Not literally a baby. Like when you're 11.
Actually
it's like,
11.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man, this would be a great game to put on the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube thing.
Yeah, for kids.
It's niche enough
kids to play.
To just be perfect. Yes.
Instead, we're getting Chibi Robo. No, I'm kidding. Chibi Robo fucking rules.
Do you think Ribbit King is a top 5 game?
It would be in my top 5.
I believe it would be in Cody's top 5. I played a lot of it with Cody. I love it. It is also like deeply embedded in my consciousness.
It's 150 CIB. Holy shit!
Wow, Frolfin ain't easy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, this can be cut. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cut it, but you can cut it.
I am happy to know that it exists, because I did not know that it existed.
Yeah. Game Grumps did a playthrough of it, right, Cody? I think
so, yeah.
I think they did some Frolfin. Right.
Yeah.
It seems like stupid and fun. Complimentary.
Yeah. All right.
Kyle, is it your cut?
It is. I have the knife. Man. Oh, dear God. Enter the Matrix has to go.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I was watching some gameplay after I brought it up. And like,
it's fucking cool.
What a cool game.
So cool.
What a cool story.
Yeah.
Like implementing some FMV of like the actual actors from the movie.
Right.
So rad. Ghost, such an awesome character.
Yes.
I just think the gameplay is not that good. It's got some of the Max Payne stuff.
Yeah,
it
does
bullet
that
time,
really well.
Run on walls. That's like it's a cool thing. I just feel like it's kind of janky.
Yeah, for sure. Like the first thing you do in the game has those pillars from the like
the bank,
the bank assault. Or whatever
Right.
it was, the tower assault, where like
Tower.
you're shooting it and like the giant pieces of slate or granite or sheets are coming off the pillars and stuff, and it's doing that in the game, and you're like, fuck, this is crazy. Because that's the famous scene from the first one where there's a lot of like crazy side flip, like wall running shit, and you're just like doing that in the game. And you're right,
Yeah.
it is a little janky, but man, Enter the Matrix kicks ass. Unfortunately, I think there's a version of the game that you can't complete because you can get soft locked at the helicopter fight. And this is before they patched video games. So that's unfortunate.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. But such a great idea. And like there, I think all the Matrix games were at least very interesting. Like Path of Neo was a little bit more of like a traditional third-person shooter action game. But then like Matrix Online was huge. That was a huge thing. And they were doing all this cool meta-narrative stuff outside of that. So they did some cool stuff with the Matrix games. And Enter the Matrix was kind of the beginning of that. Of them trying to expand on the universe and like, you know, make it feel like a world that you want to participate in. All right. Goodbye, Ghost.
Goodbye.
And Naomi.
Oh boy, how many do we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 14. Want to go one more round of cuts?
We got to do like 2 more rounds.
Yeah, we got
a lot of games. It's a lot of games still. Plus the 3 that
because we
saved.
Yeah, because we saved, we should do 2 more rounds. It's gonna get brutal.
Here's what I'll say. I've never played Viewtiful Joe.
Ain't no way, brother. Ain't no way.
I've never even seen it.
Viewtiful Joe.
I've also never played Freelancer or seen that played. I've also never played Dark Cloud 2 or seen that played. I've never played Harvest Moon or seen that played. I'll open that one up. Of those games I just listed, is there one that speaks to any of you guys that would be a cut?
Harvest
I cannot
Moon.
speak.
Like you said
Okay.
the word Freelancer, and it's any other game but Freelancer. So Harvest
Yeah, I
Moon.
know Kyle's gonna fight for Freelancer.
Okay, then I guess my choice is Harvest Moon.
I put this on here. It was my first Harvest Moon and one of my only Harvest Moons, if I'm honest. I think there's something magical about your first one of those. And I do think as a Harvest Moon game, it is very successful. There is a lot of things you can do, a lot of like seasonal mechanics to engage with, characters to meet and talk to. Like there's a lot going on. And for a Game Boy Advance game to have that, robust amount of systems was really impressive and like felt very adventurous and like I was always discovering some new mechanic or some new way to interact with the game. But at the end of the day, it is kind of just another Harvest Moon game. And I know that there are other Harvest Moon games that are considered better. Friends of Mineral Town is just one of the ones that I have played, and because it was my first one, I have a lot of attachment to it. So
I feel like
yeah.
I'm making you do a cut right now, which I don't like. I should.
I mean, you brought it up.
At a certain
okay.
point, though, we can't only cut our passionate games.
Right.
Because now when it comes to me, I'll just end up cutting Harvest Moon anyway, so it can go.
Okay.
I guess that means it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a plan and now I've forgotten what it was. Oh, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. I would cut.
I love Going Commando. My favorite one.
Excellent. Interesting.
Of the early ones.
It's in the top half of Ratchet and Clank, but like Up Your Arsenal, I think, is way better. It's
really?
A significant improvement over the first game just because you could lock onto enemies. Like that.
Yes.
The first game, having just replayed it recently, very, very difficult to play.
Tough, yeah.
The lock onto enemies is much better, but it still does not feel good, in my opinion. Up Your Arsenal, when they introduced the ability to strafe, is what made the combat feel good in Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
I think Going Commando introduced the like arena stuff, which is
that
really
sounds
fun.
right. That sounds right.
I maintain I know I like these early Ratchet and Clank games, but because there's literally been no fucking way to replay them, I have no idea. They're all mishmash in my mind.
Right.
So I can't speak to. I know I like them. I just don't know the difference between each one because I haven't been able to replay them.
Yeah. The second one Captain Quark is like the villain. He's in disguise.
Yeah.
Which like it's fun. It's a very funny game. It's well written. It deserves to be on the long list. I just look at it compared. I know we're not only comparing, but it's hard not to.
I know. The
next game I just think is better in every way. I think the combat's better. I think the story is better. It introduces Dr. Nefarious, who's one of the all-time great video game villains.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm gonna fight hard for Up Your Arsenal for sure. But I just when I look at this list,
I didn't know about the strafe. I forgot about the strafe.
Yeah,
that does affect things quite a bit. If Up Your Arsenal is the first one that does that, that's what people remember Ratchet and Clank feeling like. So if that's the first one that does that, that's probably
damn, Kyle.
best.
You should track down that PS3 Ratchet collection if you don't already have it.
I should. I'll put that on my list of things. I'm going around to a couple game shops tomorrow. I'm gonna put that on my list to look for. Oh, it's me again.
Margaret.
Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. It's not as good as Outcast. I know that's not the conversation, but I don't particularly love Jedi Academy. I don't know that I ever beat it though. So
I think
I guess
Academy is my favorite of the Jedi Knight games. But
okay.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and fight for it to move on.
Just when I'm looking at all the other games on the list, it's kind of like I don't feel a desire to speak up about it. So, but Cody, if it's your favorite one, like, is there anything you want to say about it before we kick it to the curb?
No, I mean, man, it's got it. Like, I remember playing that multiplayer and like just that lightsaber, third person lightsaber stuff, where it would like go into the wall and everything. I thought that was really good.
What was it? Because there was they re-released it on Switch, was it? And like the lightsaber, like wasn't the multiplayer like busted or something for a bit? There was a whole thing with. I think there was like a whole thing.
Star Wars re-releases generally are
it's rough. Well. It's rough.
So.
Yeah.
What do you say about maybe we do a round of moves just to make the remaining round of cuts a little easier?
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I would like to move over Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Thank you.
Done.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
I would move over Mario Kart Double Dash.
Okay.
Would be my save.
Look, if there's gonna be a Mario Kart game on one of these lists, Double Dash would be the one I'd go to bat for. So
I do think Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart game, but Double Dash is an amazing Mario Kart game.
Before Mario Kart 8 existed, it was Double Dash.
Yes.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Thank you. That was the one I had hoped would be brought over.
And don't worry, viewers,
we
listeners.
should cut the rest of the games.
Don't worry, listeners and viewers. We are gonna talk about all those shortlist games that we moved over.
Yes,
we will have conversations about them. We're not.
We
just
should just go down
up.
this list.
Yeah,
because even now, like having these 6 games, I'm like, I have a hard time imagining one of the long list games replacing one of the 6 short list games that we've got. Because I think, there are a few exceptions, but I feel
hit and run.
Overall, most of us like those 6 games.
I'll go right now and say that Jak 2 can be cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
say
was
your piece about Jak 2.
Yeah.
I've never played a Jak game.
I played the first one.
And the second one was so much more mature.
Right.
It had a whole dark, like you could hijack vehicles. They were definitely leaning more into the Grand Theft Auto like games of that time that were very popular. Very darker mood, attitude. You could turn into Dark Jak, which is, ironically is a lot like Sonic Unleashed. I mean, it very much that same energy of like edgy when you're in the dark mode. But like the humor was a lot more mature, dirtier jokes. They definitely leaned into more mature Grand Theft Auto like audience. and I thought it was really cool to play. I mean, it's such a departure from what that first game is, like a very childlike, adventurous platformer to a much more semi-open map, open zone, hijack cars, driving around, shooting with guns. I mean, sort of attitude, and I think it worked really well. So I like Jak 2 a whole lot. I think it's probably my favorite of that trilogy.
Okay.
But yeah, for this list, I think I'm okay cutting it.
Okay. It is funny, like I feel like a lot of people, you are either like a Ratchet and Clank person or a Jak and Daxter person. Like primarily, like a lot of people played and tinkered around with both, but you usually ended up leaning pretty heavily one direction versus the other, which I find interesting.
You were either good or bad.
You decide who.
No, you don't have to. It's obvious.
But yeah, Jak is cool.
Yeah, I own whatever the most recent trilogy collection they did. It might have been on PS3.
I think it was PS3. That's another one you should look for.
Yeah, that and Sly Cooper.
Good collection. And Sly
it's really like that's the Bermuda Triangle of 3D action platformers.
Sony.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to just start going down this list, or does anyone have any cuts they want to get out of the way before we just start going down?
No, I think we can just go game by game.
Yeah, none of them are gonna fucking make it. Oh,
well, yeah, I think it's tough.
I think I would like to move Hit and Run, maybe Prince of Persia, but that's probably it. We'll see.
Well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Let's go ahead and cut there. I think there are some that we can definitely cut. We can cut Dark Cloud 2.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of that game.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
The combat in it, it's a very fun combat system.
And it was such a departure from the first one, but
yeah,
felt of a piece.
Such a better game than the first one.
Oh yeah.
The town building stuff isn't always my thing, but like I thought it was super fun. The dungeons are great.
Yeah.
And I think they had a lot of procedurally generated dungeons, but I know it's not gonna crack.
Yeah. The art was great too. I think the art in it holds up really well.
Yep. Yeah, it's got that like
sort of
cell shade adjacent, super colorful anime style.
Right.
Yeah,
the writing was great.
It holds up really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freelancer. My heart, my soul. My very first, baby's first sci-fi, open worlds, open galaxy, exploration, play your way, life sim kind of game. Freelancer fucking rips. If you have not played it and you're a fan of those like ship-based sci-fi games, you should absolutely check it out. You could probably get it off of like archive.org or something at this point for free and download it and check it out. But there is a story, like you do have a main character who, there's a lot of mysteries about your origins and some things that have happened to you, some characters you're trying to track down and things you're trying to figure out. And it's sort of like a loose story thread that propels you into new areas. But at its core, it's really just like a sandboxy play your way kind of experience where you can be it's wholly dependent upon your ship and how you want to play, like what kind of ship you buy, how you kit it out, what upgrade stuff or what guns you put on it, what equipment you put onto it. You could be a mining vessel, you could be like a merchant shipping vessel, you could be, you could hunt down pirates, you could, there's any number of ways that you could play the game. It does show its limitations where when you would dock or you would land somewhere, it's all menu based. So there's no actual like walking around. There's no like 3D character version of you walking around. But I thought it did a lot of really smart stuff. It was my first time playing one of those kinds of flight games, space flight games. It does a lot of smart stuff about targeting and situational awareness. You can play first person in the cockpit. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely like Freelancer is the reason I downloaded EVE Online as soon as I found out about it and spent like 500 hours in EVE Online mining asteroids. It's because I had first been doing similar things in Freelancer and just absolutely loved it. Just like the ability to travel like system to system and like figuring out how all those systems worked how all the mechanics interacted and worked together. Freelancer was really, really, it hit me at a very special time, and has a special place in my heart, I think, because of that. And that's another one of those games that like nobody ever mentions, but as soon as I bring it up, people are like, "Oh, fuck yeah, Freelancer." It's just like I like the unsung heroes of the gaming industry, I've found. Because it makes me feel more special for liking and remembering it. And Freelancer gives me that feeling. But looking at those 6 on that short list and knowing that neither of you, A, have played it, or B, care about that kind of game anyways, it's not a fight I'm going to win. So we can cut Freelancer. It's okay. Goodbye. So long.
Okay. It's gone.
Yeah, it's mostly a haven't played problem than a it's the game's fault problem.
Right. That's fine.
Lord of the Rings Return of the King, we can cut.
Yeah.
I feel like it made it this far mostly in like honorarium of Two Towers. I think Two Towers is a better game.
It's better.
Personally. Yeah. I think being able to play as Gandalf is awesome in Return of the King. I think when you play as the Hobbits, it's less fun. I get why they do it from a story perspective. And there are cool, like doing the
twisted
stuff.
Yeah, the tower with Sam. Fighting the Uruk-hai and stuff, like going up the tower.
Yeah, sure.
Sam.
Yeah, I think there's cool elements, but it's inherently doing combat as hobbits is less fun than as a fucking elf or wizard.
Yeah. I think that totally
I do
makes
think it's
sense.
an awesome game, but yeah, I think Two Towers is better, and Two Towers deserved to be in the top 5 in 2002, so I'm glad it was.
Ish. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. We have returned.
Prince of Persia may not make it. I would like to at least put it on the short list since we talked about it already, and I think it's close.
Okay.
If we cut it from the short list, it will feel better than cutting it from the long list.
Right. Same with Simpsons Hit and Run.
I think we should move Simpsons Hit and Run over. I think all 3 of us like that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony Hawk's Underground. Thug.
I would move this one. This was my first Tony Hawk game. I hold this to a level of reverence that you guys do with the Pro Skater games. I never played those, mainly because I didn't have a PS1. I love the Thug games. This is my Tony Hawk. Thug 1 and 2. I really like a whole lot. I don't know that it'll necessarily make the top 5. I don't know how much I'll argue for it because there's some bangers there, but this should move in my opinion.
I'm okay with that. I didn't play a ton of Underground, I think, because
me neither.
I had loved 3 and 4 so much.
Does Underground have
it was
is that the one where like you could skate around and talk to people and get missions?
Yes.
Okay. That is cool.
It has a story.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah. And it had sort of like a jackass reverence to it too, with some of the people in there and
right, like wasn't
humor that the game
Little
had
Man
and stuff.
in it?
Yeah, Wee Man.
Wee Man,
and Bam Margera and that ilk,
right,
were all in the game, and yeah, it had definitely a jackass sort of humor to it. So I like that game a lot.
Neither of you have played Viewtiful Joe.
I don't even know that I know what this looks like.
I've played a little bit of Viewtiful Joe.
Dude, go pull up some Viewtiful Joe gameplay while I talk about Viewtiful Joe. We should put Viewtiful Joe on the short list, and then unfortunately it just isn't going to make it because you guys don't have a good enough frame of reference. It's in my top 5 for sure for the year. It's one of the coolest vibes in a game that I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is like you're out on a date with your girlfriend. She gets abducted by the villain in the movie and pulled into the movie. And so you go in there and chase her to rescue her and turn into a superhero to do it. So you're like playing a kung fu action movie. It's very like 90s Power Rangers coded in the aesthetic of it. It's so awesome. The soundtrack is absolutely killer. It's got that great cel-shaded 2.5D side-scrolling beat-em-up where, like, it has missions where, like, it kind of moves on somewhat of a 3D plane, but you're on a 2D plane. It's got great moveset, great combat, cool special abilities, and just style. Like, it's overflowing with style.
If we were doing special categories, this would win best looking game.
Yeah. Best style,
Best
whatever
style,
you want. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, we can move it over for now.
Okay, so our short list of 10 video games, half of which will have to go, consists of Call of Duty, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Wilser Macht, Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, Mario Kart Double Dash, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, The Simpsons Hit and Run, Tony Hawk's Underground, and Viewtiful Joe.
Good list.
I feel like there are 3 games that are going to be in the top 5.
Is it 2, 3, 4?
No.
Oh. What are they?
I think it is KOTOR, Ruby and Sapphire, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I think those games have to be in the top 5.
Xenosaga doesn't?
I'm saying those 3 games have to be in the top 5. I'm not saying those are the only 3 games that are going to be in the top 5. Because, like, Ruby and Sapphire would not... I guess it would be in my top 5 because we're not considering Wind Waker. But Ruby and Sapphire would not be in my top 5 of this year. I love Ruby and Sapphire. It is, to me, far and away... Or, like... I like it way less than Gen 1 or Gen 2. But I know you guys are super hyped on it, so I think it should stay. I don't really give a shit about Final Fantasy Tactics. I appreciate it. I liked it when I played it, but it's not my style of game. But I know both of you guys are hot and bothered about it. And that's my compromise for KOTOR, because I know I'm the one that's all about KOTOR.
If I were to rank those 3 games, for me, it would be Final Fantasy Tactics, Ruby Sapphire, KOTOR.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby, Sapphire, Final Fantasy Tactics, KOTOR. So we have another one of those situations where we each have the 3 in different orders.
But
well,
I
we're
think
not there
those
yet.
3,
but like, can we agree that those should all be there?
Yeah.
We're going to do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
What is your hesitation?
There's no way you're keeping KOTOR off this list, dude. There's no way.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't like it very much.
Yes, Cody, I understand,
I know.
but you played it in 2024.
Yes.
Look at the 23 games we have. Give me another game that has a party of characters who change their relationship with you based on decisions you're making in the game. No other game had done that before.
Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral
relationship squat. No, not the same. It's hard to look back, having not played it at the time, Cody. It's hard to look back at a game like this and appreciate the innovation that it had.
I definitely do. And it is a very important video game. I just think by today's standard, it is not a very good video game in the way that I would think Tactics Advance holds up as a good video game nowadays still. And like Pokemon Ruby and
I
Sapphire.
don't disagree with that. I replayed it last year also, and a lot of the combat stuff gets rough. The final boss battle is
it's also
rough.
Yeah, it's also just kind of broken.
In what way?
Like there are certain builds you can do that are just completely broken, like that you don't really have to do anything special.
It's an RPG, dude.
Yeah, but like you can just stumble upon. It's not like you have to be intentional about it. And there are like weird mechanics, like if you pause the game and go into the inventory and use an item, it uses it immediately. If you use it from the quick menu, it does like a whole animation. And so it's like, why would you not just? I'm just saying there are a bunch of little problems with the mechanics of it. And the
I don't disagree. I feel like there is a very unfair applying modern standards on a game that came out 23 years ago that's happening with KOTOR that hasn't happened with any of the other games we've talked about.
Yeah, I'm not saying that should be held against it. I just, if we're talking about in the frame of having played it recently, those are things that I noticed when watching Cody play it. I'm not gonna
100%.
I'm not gonna hold those against it in this context.
Right, but you kind of are.
No, I'm not.
For me, it's hard to ignore those things. Like, it is hard to objectively say, like, it's hard for me because one of these games I played recently and one I haven't played for X amount of time. I'm basing my feelings on how I felt on a game from 20 years ago versus, how I feel about a game from 20 years ago that I just played. I mean, that's hard to differentiate those feelings.
Yeah.
So I sort of have to be in the mind of, if I had played this when I was that age, it probably would have blown my fucking mind.
Oh, for sure.
There isn't like a standard approach to this because some games we haven't played since it came out. Some games we never played until recently. Some games we've replayed over the years. And so it's always going to be an apples to oranges comparison between anything here. I feel like the thing that we always go back to, that we have to always go back to, is just like, what's the passion behind a game? Yeah. And not the idiosyncrasies or the things that haven't aged as well, because inherently certain visual styles age better than others. Inherently certain gameplay styles age better than others. That's not the fault of the game. We can't hold that against the game. It has to be a combination of all those factors. And like, what are the games we're going to be passionate about? Whether that's now or whether that's with rose-tinted glasses. At the end of the day, we're ranking games that came out 22 years ago. Who really gives a shit? Like, this isn't relevant. It's a fun thing to do. And so, like, going back to, like, where's the passion for these games? And that's my big, like, there's an element of KOTOR did things that I had never seen before in a video game that made me feel like I didn't know that video games could do this. I didn't know that video games could, like, make me care about character relationships that I am the author of.
Right.
That I had never experienced that in media before, reading a book or watching a movie or doing anything. Like, I'd never had agency unless you're playing a tabletop game, which I guess is like a good analog for some of this stuff.
Yeah, quite
like
literally. Like, a lot of the back-end systems are just D&D.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's very D&D based. Absolutely. And that part of it I like way less than a lot of the rest of it. And then wrap that in a Star Wars package. Like, fucking yes, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you don't get any of the other... Like, you don't get Mass Effect without this. You don't get Baldur's Gate without this. Yeah.
Like, literally, they only made this as a proof case so that they would be allowed to go make Mass Effect.
Right. So...
I think our top 5 is within our top 6. Would you guys agree with that? I shouldn't say top 6. I should say the first 6.
The first 6. The only one I'm personally not sold on is Call of Duty.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, it's real fucking good.
It is. It is.
I believe you. I believe you.
Man,
I'm purely. Yeah, go ahead.
I played every one of those fucking games, every one of those goddamn campaigns, and that still was one of the highest. Like, of every one that's come out afterward, I still held that one up to a high regard. It's a great war story. Yeah. It's one of the early first PC first-person shooter games.
Fully 3D. Yeah.
Fully 3D. Yeah. It is good shit.
Yeah. I have far more passion for other games on the list.
Yeah. It's not a.
I love that first
amazing.
Call of Duty as well.
Yeah, it's purely a, like. I mean, even if we look at the top 6, that would definitely be the one that doesn't make the 5. But then when I look at the rest, I know Viewtiful Joe's not going to make it. But like, I would put Prince of Persia or Simpsons Hit and Run above Call of Duty.
That's where I'm at. Is one of those two above COD.
You got to remember, guys, I have never played Xenosaga. So I don't see that on this list in any way. So,
yeah, man, you should just come live at my house for like a month and do nothing but watch me play Xenosaga.
And while Mario Kart is great, Double Dash is great, there's no way I would put that on a list over Call of Duty. There's no way. There's simply no way.
The Mario Kart one, Double Dash is tough for me because it's the only one I like. It's the only Nintendo Mario Kart game, one of the most popular game franchises of all time. It's the only one I like or care anything about because
the
it was time
character
and
swap
place.
shit is so fun, man.
It's phenomenal. It makes
the team up stuff.
It makes the
such
game
a good
fun.
idea. It was such a good idea.
Being able to play as the two Toads in a little cart, man.
Like I miss that because in Mario Kart 8 you can hold 2 items, but I miss having 2 characters.
Right.
And mixing and matching just for funsies.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
And I think the tracks are awesome in Double Dash as well. Like the big dinosaurs stomping around, driving between the legs and stuff.
That had the Donkey Kong volcano track
Yes.
too. Was from Double Dash. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think we can cut Thug and Viewtiful Joe though.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, it sucks to lose Viewtiful Joe, but it's not going to make it.
Okay. Let's talk Prince of Persia and Simpsons Hit and Run. We can't keep them both, obviously.
Why?
Because
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know. Because, I mean, really, if we're being realistic, the list is KOTOR, Xenosaga, Pokemon, Tactics Advance, and another game. And maybe yeah, I don't know. Like maybe we could swap Tactics Advance with another game. I would not be happy about that at all. But
I wouldn't swap it.
Okay, good.
I feel like Tactics Advance might win.
No.
Oh,
Mostly because
but
I
good.
don't think Ruby and Sapphire is going to... I don't think Ruby and Sapphire should win. I don't
I
think we
agree-
can just
I
make
agree with that.
Pokemon win.
Yeah, Xenosaga should win.
Xenosaga not going to win, brother.
It should.
I love Xenosaga. I would love to see it in the top 5. It would not be in my personal top 5.
That's wild.
I'm a huge fan.
I
I just like other games.
I thought we were brothers.
We are.
Now
I
we're-
love Xenosaga.
I thought you
No,
were the
we're not-
Derwill to my Zermacht.
I would absolutely put it on this top 5. But if I was making a top 5, it would be KOTOR, Double Dash, Ruby and Sapphire, Prince of Persia, Viewtiful Joe, which we've now cut. And then Xenosaga.
For me, I have never played-
Zarathustra, Shay. Also Sprock Zarathustra.
I've never played Prince of Persia, and I would be totally fine cutting Hit and Run. Hit and Run is great, but I don't. Is it a top 5 game of 2003? I don't think so.
I think it could be.
Yeah, fine.
Like that's what I was saying. Like I would take Prince of Persia and Hit and Run over Call of Duty. I would not take them over Prince of Persia. I would take over Xenosaga, but Hit and Run I would not take over Xenosaga.
I think I would take Prince of Persia over Hit and Run.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm okay with getting rid of Hit and Run as well.
Okay, all right. Then I think we can cut it.
Okay.
And then I think we should also cut Call of Duty.
Gosh, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so right now on the short list we have for the listeners: Call of Duty, Knights of the Old Republic, Xenosaga, Ruby and Sapphire, Mario Kart Double Dash, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. We have 7 video games. We need 5.
Well, we need to cut 2 from COD, Xenosaga, Double Dash, and Prince of Persia.
Right. And I'm telling you right now, Xenosaga will not be one of the 2.
I think Xenosaga is a really good number 5. I would be psyched to have Xenosaga on the top 5. I don't think it's fair to bold it yet, Kyle.
I didn't do
that
it.
was me.
Cody did it.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was me.
Because I know Cody doesn't care.
Look at my
about
hands,
it.
bro.
No,
Look at my hands.
And I don't want to just like bully Cody by like Xenosaga's on there.
Last year was fucking Final Fantasy X. This year it's Xenosaga.
That is not at all the same.
It's kind of the same.
It's not the same.
It's right both times.
Xenosaga is in my top 10 of 2003. Final Fantasy X is in my top 10 of every video game ever to ever be made. Not the same. Oh boy, I don't know how to move forward here because I feel like there are good negatives for all of these. Not even negatives, but like good reasons why the other games should make it over this one.
I think we probably have to drop.
We can cut Call of Duty. For what it's worth, I would choose Call of Duty over the 3 other white games, 2 of which I've never played.
Okay. Oh, so then kind of by default, Double Dash would be the other one you would choose?
Correct.
Are you a fan of Double Dash, or do you just...
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as Call of Duty, but yeah, I think it's good.
Going back to the passion argument, I was trying to figure out like where the passion is.
Remember, Call of Duty was
here.
my lock.
Yes. Lock for the short list.
Right.
Yeah. Man. That first Call of Duty.
Call of Duty
really
1
good.
is like Band of Brothers, the game. I mean, straight up.
It's really
It
good.
is good.
Yeah, my only struggle is like, and again, it's my perspective as one of 3 people. Of the 3 games we've got, Ruby and Sapphire, I would choose to be in the top 5, but I know I'm not as passionate as you guys are about it. Tactics Advance, like I don't care about at all, and I know you guys aren't going to be passionate about KOTOR. So like, if Call of Duty gets on there, another game that I don't really care that much about, it becomes hard for me to like fight for games I'm passionate about. Because then if like Xenosaga's, like I'm not going to fight for Xenosaga to make it super high up. It's just it's a weird remaining list.
In the order of passion, let's go here. The order of passion of the 7 uncut games. Mine would be Call of Duty, Tactics Advance, Ruby and Sapphire, KOTOR, Double Dash, and then I've never played Xenosaga or Sands of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Shay, what's your order?
KOTOR, Double Dash, Prince of Persia, Ruby and Sapphire, Xenosaga, Tactics Advance, Call of Duty.
Mine is Ruby Sapphire, Xenosaga, Tactics, this is hard. KOTOR, Call of Duty, Prince of Persia, Double Dash. Double Dash is probably my lowest one right now, if I'm honest. It's hard for me to let that one go because it's like, this is my chance to be in the club of people who like Nintendo things. But honestly, it's probably my 7th.
I feel like that wasn't super helpful.
I know.
Because Double Dash was low on both of y'all's.
But high on yours.
High on mine. I mean, we would need to actually do the math, but my napkin math on that says that we should cut Double Dash and Prince of Persia, which really sucks.
Yeah.
God, we lost your camera.
Oh, Jesus Christ! This fucking stupid computer.
We need to
it's
finish this
doing
so you
the
can
thing
go
where
buy a
it's-
new PC.
Yeah, that's not going to fucking happen anytime soon. It's just skipping around every few seconds. It's a good watching experience.
Okay. I'll be the martyr here. We can cut Call of Duty, but we still have to cut one other one. And I guess that's, if I'm cutting Call of Duty, we got to keep Double Dash. That's my concession. So then we got to cut either Persia or Xenosaga.
Okay, then I think we cut Prince of Persia, and then that would be the 5. KOTOR, Xenosaga, Pokemon, Double Dash, Tactics Advance. I don't know, though. Do we really want to keep Final Fantasy Tactics Advance? It's such a bad title. It's hard to say.
What?
Tactics Advance. Tactics Advance. Tactics Advance. It sucks.
Yeah. Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Wills or Macht is a lot easier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does your mouth not feel like it's on fire saying that? It's fucking awesome. I think Xenosaga should be at 5.
That's fucking crazy, man. What? Dude, that's nuts. Why aren't you guys just me? Why aren't you just me? Why isn't this just 3 of my cameras in a row talking to myself?
Right.
This would go so much faster.
Yeah. You know what? I think Double Dash can go at 5. And Xenosaga goes at 4.
Yeah?
I think that feels okay to me. Cody, do you care about that?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
And I have a horse trade.
Oh, no.
Which I know how you guys love. I think Final Fantasy Tactics Advance should be the number 1 game. I think KOTOR should be at 2, and then Ruby and Sapphire at 3.
Why do you think Tactics Advance should be number 1? I agree. I'm just curious.
Because I know you guys both love it, and especially Kyle, I know how much you love it, and I have a ton of respect for it. It's just not my type of game. I think the innovation of it is very impressive, and the characters in the story and all the jobs and stuff. It's a very cool video game. It's got a lot going for it. I just happened to not click with it. But I know that you guys love it.
It has no business all fitting on a Game Boy Advance cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And honestly, like the real thing is like KOTOR's not winning this, which is totally okay. And I don't think Ruby and Sapphire should win. And so it's and I'm not trying to take away from Tactics Advance, but it is a little bit of a default winner then. I think it's justifiable, but like that's how my mind worked through that.
I think
do you guys are you guys passionate about Ruby and Sapphire being number 1?
I am not.
I'm not enough to mess with what's already there.
Do you guys feel good about Tactics being at number 1? Like,
yeah.
Are you psyched about that?
I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. It's like KOTOR's not going to win. It should, but it won't. And so like I can't be happy. That sounds more aggressive than I intend. But like I'm not going to be psyched about the winner because I don't think any of the other 4 games deserve to be number 1. And so like I feel like Tactics Advance is the best compromise that'll make you guys happy.
Yeah, I think that's a good list.
And it allows me to get KOTOR at 2, which like it makes me feel a lot better about it. Because I know neither of you would put it at 2. So I appreciate the compromise.
Okay.
Does this feel good? Do we feel good with Double Dash?
It is the odd one of the list, I will say, looking at those 5. But yeah. I think, yeah.
Sure.
Kyle, do you feel good? I can't see you.
Here's the other
that's right.
thing.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I am not as passionate about Gen 3 Pokemon to the point where it sounds like, Kyle, you are very passionate about Xenosaga. Would you even move that above Ruby Sapphire?
Oh, yeah.
I'm good with that, 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not what I said when I listed them, but now that they're all grouped together like that, yeah. As high as it can go, baby.
I'm surprised by that, Cody. I thought you were like a huge Gen 3 fan.
No, Gen 1 and 2 are better than 3.
Yeah,
By a long shot.
I'm totally with you. And we didn't talk a lot about Ruby and Sapphire because, again, I feel like we default on Pokemon stuff.
Right.
My biggest criticism, like, I don't think the Dex is as good as the first two by a long shot, but the bigger thing is the over-reliance on water and water HMs makes the gameplay pretty tedious in the late game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just has such a great sense of adventure.
Yes.
And like the best art.
It is the best looking Pokemon generation by far. Yes.
It also has phenomenal
in terms
soundtrack.
of at release time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I would even say today,
it's still my favorite.
Like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Fire Red. I think
they're the same look. Though. It's the same art style.
It's the same gen. The same art style.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's what I meant. I thought you meant specifically these games.
I want
I would agree.
Every future Pokemon game to be made with that style.
Yep. And I mean that's why it's the most popular ROM hack. Like Fire Red is the most popular ROM hack base.
Yes.
Is because everyone just kind of agrees they look the best of all the 2Ds.
Yep.
Of what we've gotten, 100%. I think if Nintendo let Sony make a 3D Pokemon game, it would look pretty good. But of what we have received from Nintendo, Gen 3 definitely is the best.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right, our top 5 of the year 2003. In the number 5 slot, Mario Kart Double Dash. Number 4, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Number 3, Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Wilsermacht. Number 2, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And number 1, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Congratulations to our winners. Your prize is our glazing you for the last, I don't know what, couple hours.
Well, I think I did say that besides KOTOR, none of these other games deserved to win. So I don't know that, like, glazing is the right.
We were glazing. Oh, yeah, nice. Put Call of Duty number 6, you sneaky little bitch.
When we realize that, oh shit, Xenosaga actually came out in 2004, then we can retroactively say Call of Duty was number 5.
Right, yeah. We'll just keep fucking up going forward. All right, hey, if you're listening, if you're watching, let us know what you think of our list. What is your list for the top 5 video games of 2003? Did we not even include, your favorite games down in the honorable mentions in the description? Like, did we just not talk about it at all? Did we not acknowledge that it exists? I always like learning about new games.
Maybe someone's a big Final Fantasy X-2 fan.
That's crazy, but maybe.
Maybe.
You would be fucked up in the head, but maybe. Thanks for coming along for the ride, Shay and Cody. Appreciate you being here. Thanks to everybody at home. If you have your thoughts, you can leave them down in the comments. You can email us at partyselectpod@gmail.com. And if you're listening in the car, we will read your comments on the next flagship podcast, which goes up first Monday of every month. So until then, I guess we will see y'all in September, and take care of yourselves out there. It's a weird, wild world where Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is the best game of 2003, and somehow we all agreed on it. Incredible.
Crazy things happen.
Peace out. Goodbye.